about Bakasana, that is a crane pose. A crane is considered as a messenger of God or a symbol of communion with God, representing entering into higher states of consciousness. Friends, Bakasana or a crane pose is quite an advanced level pose, and it's a great arm balancing also. Before you do Bakasana, you need to prepare yourself by getting into a crow pose, or also known as Bakasana. So quite a bit of similarity in both the poses, but little bit of arm variation makes a huge difference. Friends, before we get into the practice, safety first, precaution or contraindications. So people once again with carpal tunnel syndrome should avoid this pose. Also any wrist, elbow or shoulder injury or pain, just be careful. Okay, and especially women in pregnancy or menstruation should avoid it, because there is a lot of pressure coming on the abdomen, that is your core or the powerhouse. So friends, before you start your practice, don't forget to warm up with a downward facing dog, a boat pose, that is Navasana, plank pose or Chaturanga Dandasana. Friends, you need to prepare yourself slowly and steadily, especially an asana like Bakasana or a crane pose. So let us get into the practice. Friends, the difference between a crow pose and a crane pose is, in a crow pose the arms are to a 90-degree angle, while in a crane pose the arms are straight. So now it's an angled pose wherein the arm goes a little bit forward. So let's get into the pose. So wrist, elbows and shoulders go in one line. What I mean to say is the wrist, the elbow and the shoulders go in one line, and it is a little bit angled. So the position is like that. So once again we need to prepare or visualize ourselves how we will do it. So for that reason we need to lie down on the back. So lying down, shoulders down, and now from here once again bend the knees and keep the palms facing upwards. Now let your knee come towards the armpits. So basically trying to, this is the position, the shoulders are down, activated, check the neck and breathe. So you can keep the toes pointing and just hold it. Now from here, don't take the head like this or like this. What we need is a comfortable neck position. And the elbows are more, the knees are more towards this. So that's your position. So now let's practice the other way out. So once again, coming back, as I told you friends, you can always use a block or a bolster. But over here, I am changing a little bit. So from here, if you feel that your wrist is getting tired, you can always do it in this position. So you can hold a grip of the block and do it. Okay, so let's do it with the grip of the block. So I take it here, from a downward facing dog, I walk forward, 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 and I keep the knee in the armpit, lift up, straighten it, angle it, and maintain it. What happens with these blocks? It gives you a grip. So it becomes a little bit more easier. Friends, you can also use the block. You can put the feet, the toes on the block. So let's get into it. So here, hold it here, armpits, lift up, one leg up, other leg up, come back and relax. So friends, you need to slowly and steadily get prepared, starting with a crow pose, then get into a crane pose. Friends, this pose is great once again for balance, memory and concentration. It builds strength in the arms, shoulders and abdominal muscles. That is your core, or we call it the powerhouse also. So The abdomen gets too firm when you keep practicing, and also when you want to focus on something arm balancing like crow pose or crane pose, you need to work on your abdominal muscles. Friends, after doing this pose, you are ready to challenge the problems